So you may have noticed I lost a lot of weight recently. But when I was 17 years old, I also lost a lot of weight in the space of a few months because I had quit drinking soda. I quit when I was 16. And I was at a graduation party, a high school graduation party, when a friend of mine asked me how I had lost all this weight. Now, the problem was that as he was asking me, he was drinking Coke, and he was drinking it out of a big container as well. I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 liters, but it wasn't just a 12-ounce can of soda. It was a Coke. And he asked me, how'd you lose all that weight? And I told him I'll tell him later. I can't really talk right now. And he kept pushing. And I said, I'll tell you about it later. It's something, SDS. I told him it was SDS. Stop drinking soda. And he took a number of guesses at what that was. He thought it was a drug. He thought it was like, did I start using heroin or something? He took a number of guesses. And he said, I'll tell you about it later. And later on I told him, and he thought it was funny that I had to bring it up that way. I just didn't want him to vomit out his soda or to spoil the environment of the party by telling him right then and there. Well, today I have a new acronym for what I'm doing. So, 5 years ago, I had learned that Cassini, a space mission, was going to burn up in the atmosphere of Saturn. It was in the process of ending its mission. And the final phases of the mission was going to be called the Cassini Grand Finale. And I was saddened because I wish Cassini would have gone on a few more years, because I learned that in 2020, Jupiter and Saturn would be in conjunction. Now, I was hoping Cassini would stay at least until then to see Earth and Jupiter in conjunction. But it was out of power. And I got big inspiration from that. I remember thinking one day, when I'm terminally ill or some other issue has come up, I want to leave the world in a big bang as well in some way, right? At the time, my favorite vacation destination was Gdansk, Poland. And I thought if I were terminally ill, I could just jump into the bay and get washed into sea, right? And that would be my own personal grand finale. Now later, 2 years after Cassini Grand Finale, I had met a girl and we had hit it big. And I thought my time as a single guy was going to come to an end. And so I called the final chapter of my single life the Single Life Grand Finale. And I did a lot of big things as a single guy, right? Went stargazing a lot as a single guy without her. I went to the Computer Olympiad. I really went crazy with the Computer Olympiad. I was competing in 20 events every year and writing things I've never written before, right? I learned a lot from that. Unfortunately, I missed my landing spot in the mission by 6 feet, right? We had to stay 6 feet apart from the landing spot. And I really enjoyed the new mission, Single Life Extended Mission that I called now. And I discovered intermittent fasting, which gets me to the new mission that I'm on. I hope to go on a fasting grand finale, FGF, where I fast until I fade away. Because I feel so good. To give you an idea, I moved to Mercer Island just 4 nights ago. And at the beginning of my time in this home, I fasted 39 hours. And I just felt like so clean, so lightweight. I didn't have a mess on my hands. I was level-headed in terms of my thinking. My work was flowing very well. I was dealing with my landlord very well. I mean, it's very difficult to live with your landlord in general, right? But I've been handling it a whole lot better than I have in the past. And then I ate, and a lot of those benefits just evaporated as soon as I ate. I felt heavy-hearted, combative, arguing with my landlord, hating my work. It's hard to explain. Go on a 36-hour fast if you want to know what I mean. I can't really sit down and talk to you about it. And plus, lately I've been having a lot of money in my pocket. I could go to backgammon tournaments. I could go out to Ellensburg to go stargazing. I hope I'm going to have to check the weather later today because we have a lunar eclipse, but I hope to check the weather when it gets closer and think about which direction I want to go. And finally, when I do get to eat, I tend to be able to eat much more expensive things, right? Or go out to a restaurant, right? If I were eating 3 times a day, there's no way I could afford all these extras in my life, right? Anyway, so that's what FGF stands for, and I hope to complete that mission one day.